You want to start this one, Luke? I mean, I don't think we've ever let you introduce anything.
Sure, yeah. Welcome to the Buffalo Community Podcast. Today we're going through a question here. What's your go-to way to spend a Saturday? So we're going to set the stage here. Summer, no responsibilities, no plans.
No work, anything like that.
Nothing, yep. Okay. So what's your plan?
I'll tell you what, I'm a morning person, especially in the summer. I love that golden hour as sun's coming up, birds are chirping, there's still dew on the grass. You know, ideally, sitting there, I enjoy a cup of coffee. Now, there's two different ways drinking coffee in the morning in my household. Is either I enjoy it or I had one. Had one is like other people woke up when I was drinking my coffee. Enjoyed it is you'd get to spend that time in just that quiet and peace and all of that. So that's how mine starts. And then it probably starts maybe with some, cutting my mic out there.
Yeah.
Well, we're done with you, Tyler.
Right.
And then it goes quickly into yard work. I know it sounds weird, but I like getting that lawn mowed right away, and just kind of feeling accomplished by like 9 o'clock in the morning. Mm-hmm. So it's either that or I end up going fishing, in that golden hour, and then I'm home by 10:30 when everybody else is starting to get up. And all of a sudden, now I've had 5 hours of fishing in, and now I can start that extra, lawn care and all of that. And then maybe we go out fishing for a second time in the afternoon or just spend some long days. So again, and then it probably gets topped off of, throwing some brats on the grill and just ending it just like that. And sneak a few beers in there, around dinner time. That'd probably be that's a pretty solid Saturday. Hard to beat that.
Yeah. That's a great Saturday.
Yeah. You go fishing by yourself, you launch the boat by yourself, and you just go out there and
I always ask the kids, do you want to go fishing with me in the morning? Yeah. Wake us up. And very rarely do they actually get up, and how aggressive do you want me to be?
Yeah.
But, and sometimes they'll tag along, sometimes one will tag along, but oftentimes I'm by myself or I might pick my dad up and he joins in sometimes, but, I'm perfectly okay with
well, thanks for the phone call. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Well, now that I know that.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. Grilling is fun.
Yeah.
And I'm so looking for, it's kind of been, I've learned to kind of hate spring, but yet you look forward to it every year. But then when you're in it and you're on the roller coaster ride of spring, it's just like, okay, enough. Like can we get to at least 70 every single day?
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I've gotten to for the last few weeks of this spring of just like, it's really been a roller coaster ride and it kind of is every spring. Probably you just kind of remember the one that you're in. And so, I'm looking forward, to grilling. I like getting out of the house. But coffee does hit a little different on a Saturday when it's not like a to-go cup and it's in your car, like you said, enjoying it versus having it or drinking it. So, yeah, it's a good question. I do like the idea. It is important for me to feel productive, right? And so, like, there's nothing worse than a Saturday where you slept in a little bit later than you wanted to. And then watch Saturday morning TV a little bit later than you wanted to.
You almost saw cartoons, didn't you?
Yeah. And then by the end of the day, you're like, shoot, I really, I can't say I didn't enjoy the day, but, it's a little bit of productivity is important.
You don't want it to feel like a wasted Saturday. Yeah. You're like, oh, well, I didn't really do anything. But I remember when I was a kid, those are the best Saturdays where you didn't do anything. Like, that was what I would love to do growing up, is like, I want to sleep in, I want to play some video games, I want to go outside and, play, do something. But, when I didn't have any responsibilities, those were the greatest Saturdays. But now, they do kind of feel like, kind of wasted that day. Didn't really get anything done. Not that you'd have to get things done, but you want to feel accomplished.
Something. Yeah. That's important. I think that, And you grew up on a farm, didn't you?
I did.
So a Saturday of nothing was probably pretty rare, and I can understand, unless you were the kid that didn't help with anything.
Well, I mean, we grew up on farmland, but my dad was out of farming by the time I was, junior high. And so, we grew up on land, but we didn't really do any farming activity. We had sheep for a while, and when we had animals, obviously there was stuff to do, but, by the time I was in like middle school, high school, it was basically just like living in the city, but out in the country. So
you weren't like milking cows or throwing hay bales or picking rocks?
Nothing that actually developed character or,
Yeah. You're pretty soft for a farm kid. Yeah. Well, I got some explaining to do.
Yeah.
It's about as city as you could get in the country.
Yeah. No calluses here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. So now as an adult, in a family, what's your Saturday look like?
Yeah. Saturday for me now, typically, a perfect Saturday, no responsibilities, nothing to do. I'll get up at 6 a.m. with Jack, my son, because that's just what time he wakes up. And, no getting back to bed after that. So, but I think the one thing different about days where I don't have to go to work or I don't have something to do is we'll take a slow morning and I'll make breakfast. That's one thing I'd love to do, but I almost never do it because I'm usually running out the door. So usually it's pancakes, but we actually just got a crepe maker.
Nice.
So I've been making crepes and it's been super fun.
Those thin little pancakes.
Thin little thing, yeah.
Yeah, the little European pancakes.
Yeah. Do you just do butter and syrup, or do you stuff them with
it's all
sweet
sugar
or savory? Or
yeah, they're all sweet. Yeah, it's all whipped cream and powdered sugar.
So you can take a nap at about 11.
Yeah,
Diabetic nap.
That's right. Yeah, and then we're in an apartment right now, but if we're actually looking to buy, but eventually it'd be kind of some yard work or something like that. I like being outside, like doing things. Right now it's like I'll go work at my truck or go do something where I can feel like I'm being productive in some way. And then usually we'll try and find a park or do something outside. Really, a perfect Saturday for me would be, can we be outside from as early as possible till as late as possible?
Yeah.
Inside doing spending as little time inside doing nothing as possible is now the goal.
Yeah.
So if we can be outside grilling, that's an awesome option. Having 2 young kids, we're at every park you can think of, locally, or, we like to explore parks around the Twin Cities, and
cool.
There's a lot of really nice ones out there.
What's the best park in Buffalo?
Oh, best park in Buffalo.
And what's the Edlund family nickname for that park? I find that when you have young kids, you tend to nickname parks.
Yeah. Well, the best one we probably go to is probably Promise Park by the Covenant Church. That one's relatively brand new, but it's clean, it's nice, it's a really good park. And the nickname for Promise Park,
maybe you don't have one for Promise.
I mean, it's just the park by Cubbies. Cubbies is like Awana. That's what Jack goes to. And so it's just that, the Cubbies Park or whatever. So that's the one we probably go to the most. And then we actually have a park like right outside our apartment door. That's kind of the default park.
Yeah.
So that's the one we go to probably actually the most, but just because it's literally,
it's right there,
30 feet outside of our door.
Yeah. We always named them after the predominant color of the park. Kids, you want to go to purple, like the park up by the high school on the walking path. That's
Purple Park.
Cleverly named Purple Park. And
nice.
Blue Park is the one on Leo Lane. And, so.
I don't the only things I remember renaming was like the Castle Park out in Maple Lake.
Yeah.
Which was like, if you got to go to Maple Lake to go to the Castle Park.
That was a good day.
Yeah, that was a heck of a day.
For the kids.
Yeah. For the kids. I go on a random Wednesday. Yeah. That or like Elm Creek Park. That was always fun because they had a giant zip line when I was a kid there. And I was like, oh man, that was fantastic. It was great.
Yeah.
This is a totally random thing, but my angle of you, Luke, right now, I only see a giant mustache, which is kind of great.
Yeah.
But that's all I see from here. I don't see the rest of your beard. It's just your soup strainer right there. So,
my son calls me Humdinger, which if you watch Paw Patrol, that's the villain because he just has a huge mustache.
Nice.
Nice. Go Jack.
Yeah.
So.
He's got some good zingers.
You're like, wow, that cuts deep.
Yep. As we kind of wind down, we all mentioned grilling. Is there a go-to that your favorite thing to grill? Is it on a smoker? Is it on a flat top? Is it traditional, propane, charcoal? What is it?
Top 2, brats and chicken wings.
Oh, yeah.
Grilled chicken wings.
Slap.
They slap.
They hit. Oh.
Yeah. They hit different. Yeah.
Yeah. For us, we've been on the trendy flat top. Yeah,
Black Zone.
I mean, that's kind of what we're on right now. And again, we're apartment living, so we got an electric one, and just because it's convenient, you can go inside or outside with that. And so we've been using that electric flat top, and that's been nice. But yeah, burgers probably for me.
Yeah,
that's an easy one.
Like that. I'm with brats on that one, but sometimes I'll do like an open face brat on the flat top. You cut it up and you get some, peppers and onions and everything, and kind of assemble it on the flat top as well.
Yeah.
And Philly cheesesteaks.
Oh, yeah.
They're
so good.
Again, those are kind of great. So, it's a production. I also love doing, a big morning breakfast out on the flat top. I have a big one on our grill, and I think I can do like 30 French toast at one time.
Nice.
What do the kids eat?
Awesome.
30 French toast.
Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah.
That was just for you.
Yeah.
It was like a Popeye sandwich.
Yeah.
Just like, so. But those are perfectly excellent Saturdays for us.
Yes.
I'm excited. For some Saturdays this summer.
It's coming, baby.
It's coming. I not every year, but most years I'll get just a little bit of sad, which is like that seasonal depression where you just don't see the sun as much. And, you go to work, it's dark. You come back from work, it's dark. And it wears on you. So I'm so excited for the late summer nights where it's just going to be.
I think that's just called depression.
Yeah. Valid.
Yeah. Definitely. When it gets dark at 9:45 or 10 o'clock at night, it's fantastic.
Yep.
I love that.
Bring it on.
Yep, absolutely. For the Buffalo Community Podcast, I'm Tyler.
I'm Mark.
I'm Luke.
Thanks for listening to the Buffalo Community Podcast, produced by Edlund Media. You can find us on Facebook and YouTube, as well as anywhere you listen to podcasts.